welcome back to my channel. Hey, y'all, back to my channel. Hey, and y'all back to my channel. Hey, and y'all back to my channel. Hi, if this is your first time watching me, my name is Tasha. I'm so happy to have you tuning in today. If you are a return watcher, or if you're a return subscriber, whatever makes more sense. Thank you for coming back every time I post. I really do appreciate it, especially with all my quirkiness and dramatic self. I appreciate you not running away from me and still tuning in. Before I start today's video, I have an announcement to make. If you guys don't know, if you haven't watched, I am launching a faith-based business called God's Delighted Ones, and I will be selling faith-based accessories, sunglasses, literally everything. But the main staple is sunglasses, and I wanted to share finally what is my launch date. I will be launching July 15th. So I wanted to put that out there. You guys actually have been posting on social media, and everybody has been literally like in love with the glasses and just saying I can't wait to get my hands on it. Like, I'm excited. When is it dropping? So July 15th, I'm officially dropping, so mark your calendars, because the girls are about to have an extra stylish piece to their wardrobes, okay? And if this is your first time seeing my shades, this is in the style Faith in black. I have two other colors in purple and clear, and it will be launching with 3 other pair of shades. So make sure y'all stay tuned for July 15th, okay? So now that we got that out the way, let's get into today's video. I don't know, today I felt led to talk about when God doesn't make sense in your purpose. And I don't know how I'm gonna title this video, but I wanted to share my story, because there's often some times where there's things happening that God does and I'm just like, bro, it don't make sense. But at the end, I'm like, okay, I could see why you did that there. I could see why you positioned me here, because it's literally part of your alignment and purpose. And I have such a big example when it comes to my career path. You're probably in a season where God has you serving. You're probably in a season where God has you in a position where you hate everybody there, and you don't understand why you're there and you're miserable, but there's probably a reason why he has you there. Maybe you're the person that's going to spark seeds where you are. Maybe God has you opening your home to a family member that done you wrong years ago, and you're struggling with forgiveness, and God is asking you to pour into them. So it may not make sense now, but it will. And I'm just gonna use my story to connect it to my purpose, because even though I'm not fully at the ending of my journey, I feel like I'm now grasping, like, God, I could see why I'm in this job position even though I didn't want to be here. I feel like God has a mind that is beyond humanity capability to understand. He is like a puzzle piece. Like, in the picture you see it, but it's incomplete. Like, the puzzle are not in order. Like, it's just like he got his own system, and we're just literally the pieces, and we're just trying to be obedient, and we're just asking all these questions like, God, but this does not make sense. Like, I don't understand your plan. So as y'all know, I have moved to Texas almost a year ago. Like, literally July makes 1 year since I moved here. So I'm gonna make like a 1-year update video. But if you haven't watched my moving to Texas testimony, I do suggest you watch it. Make sure you click the link below. If you haven't seen it, just click on it and you can watch my testimony on how God showed me to move to Houston. So in my testimony, I did share, like, I was searching for a job, like literally for 6-7 months. And when I say I kept getting denied 50-11 times. And the type of jobs I was applying to was social media jobs. Like, I wanted to do social media marketing, social media coordinating. I actually wanted to learn the behind the scenes of like how to run a page and the analytics and how to target your audience. Like as I got older, like when I was in college, I'm still I'm still interested in psychology, but not in the traditional way. Like I was in case management literally since I've graduated college, and I graduated 2018, it's 2024. So I've done case management for 6 years, 6 years. And I've seen it all. I've been through different stories, and you know, shout out to those that are in the social service field. It's a lot, it's a lot, but it is also rewarding, but you have to have a passion in that field, and my passion is helping people. But I think as I graduated, I realized, yo, senior year, I was like, I'm a creator. I'm a very creative person. And I think I realized that like after I've been playing in makeup and hair, I'm like, I need a way to express myself and be myself. And that's when I first started my YouTube channel in 2018, senior year. If you look back literally to my first video, that hot mess video, like my quality was terrible. Like we have upgraded. I was in my dorm recording that. So if you want to go on a flashback tour, click my first ever YouTube video. I was in my college dorm, like senior year. Like I just realized I'm a creative person. I didn't know at that time like I would be as passionate about YouTube, but I just knew I wanted like a hobby. So the more I done YouTube, I'm like, this is where I'm supposed to be. I am a creative. I don't like posting on social media, but I don't know, it's like I don't want to be like super known, but I just want a platform where I can be myself and people can relate to me. And in order to gain exposure to my channel, I have to get accustomed to social media. Like I just had to face it. So I was interested in the behind the scenes of social media, content creating, like what I'm doing now. This is a passion. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna apply to all social media jobs. The most experience I have is like posting on my YouTube channel, and I did actually have a business before making body butters, so I knew like I had experience making a website, like viewing analytics and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can add that to my resume. But I still was trying to add my case management because that's literally all the experience I have, but I was trying to tailor it to social media in a way. So every social media job, denied. In January, denied. Feb. I'm not even joking. I probably received 100 rejection letters. I received 100, like probably over 100 rejection letters. I even paid a professional to do my resume, and I still got rejected. Literally, I paid a lot of money, like a lot. Sorry y'all, I started sweating, so I took off my glasses. But I got rejected. I'm like, God, but you said I needed, God, you said I need to move, and in order to move, I needed money, and I'm trying to gain experience in social media. This is my passion. Why am I getting rejected? I had a professional. I paid X amount of money to the top dogs to help me with my resume. God made me realize that like I was depending on a job versus him, and literally I shared in my testimony, once I let go, I was gonna move to Houston without a job, and I did that, and I ended up getting one. But the job that I got that I'm currently at today has nothing to do with social media. So you're probably like, what's the point of this story? This is where it didn't make sense then, but it's clicking for me now on why I'm at the position that I'm in today. So I remember my niece's friend, cause shout out to Sharifa. We were texting, like her friend, my niece's friends are really cool, and we were texting, and I was telling her about my journey, like I'm feeling defeated, God wants me to move, but I ain't getting a job. And of course, like everyone's like, God is your provider, which he is, and he really did come through. But at that time, I was just still like, So I was still struggling in my faith a little bit until I actually had enough faith, like of a mustard seed, to let go and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna move without a job. So anyways, my friend, my niece's friend Sharifa was like, you know what, no, my niece was like, maybe just for now apply to just case management jobs. You're experienced with that, so just apply to like those type of jobs. I know it's not what you want, but hey, you'll have a job, you'll have income, so you can move. So that's when my niece friend was like, she sent me a job she saw on a totally different website that I never heard of. And it wasn't Indeed, it wasn't Glassdoor, it wasn't even LinkedIn. It was a different job platform I literally never heard of. And she was like, oh, this is in your field, like maybe just apply. And at this point I was like, this is nothing to do with social media. This is another case management job, but I want to be obedient. I'm ready for change. I just want to leave New York. If I gotta apply, I'm gonna just apply. Mind you, I was applying to other case management jobs as backup and I still got denied. But this one, and I'm not gonna share my job's company name out of privacy for myself, but I applied for a specific company that had to do with like career navigating. It ties to case management, and basically I was gonna help the youth from the ages 18 to 24 and help them enroll to school and services and all that, where basically our organization pays for the tuition if they qualify. So I'm just like, you know what, I am passionate about the youth. So I'm like, that's one thing. I was like, you know what, I'm very passionate about the youth, so I'm gonna just apply. At this point, when I applied, this was like maybe 4 days before I was supposed to move. I was still intending to move with no job, so I really wasn't expecting to hear anything. Literally 2 days before I was gonna move to Houston, I heard from my job that I'm at today, and this was the first interview that I got in 7 months of applying. And I did the interview, it went well, and I was so excited because I'm like, even though it's not social media, I got a job, which means I'll have income, and I'm going to Houston. So mission accomplished. So I got the job, you know the story, I moved to Houston, blah, blah, blah. So I don't want to focus like on my journey of how I got here, because I did make a testimony, but keep up with me, y'all. This is all gonna connect. So if you don't know, God has called me to do Bible study. I guess you could call it a ministry, because ministry, I'm thinking you're gonna be a pastor, you gotta speak to millions of people. Literally, a ministry could be me doing the YouTube. A ministry could literally be you having your own Bible study club. Like, ministry looks different for everyone. God was calling me to do a ministry through Bible study, through my channel, and now with my faith-based business. Like, it's all aligned. So at that time, like when I first started the job, I wasn't called to do that yet. So I'm doing the job and I'm used to this like task. Like, I felt very stagnant because I'm like, bro, like, I've been doing case management for 6 years. I just want something new. And I'm not gonna lie, because of that, I felt like I was doing a good job in my position, but I wasn't giving it my all, and I was starting to feel unfulfilled. I started to slack off, even though like my supervisor's like praising me, like, wow, you're doing good, but I have a standard for myself, and I was declining for my standard. But I think she noticed like I wasn't happy, and there was a period where God was calling me to quit. So this was around February of 2024. You know, I'm doing the case management, my position, the usual. And I remember God was calling me. I felt like I remember God like was showing me like videos about quitting your job and leading me to scripture about quitting. And I'm like, quit my job? I mean, I know I'm unfulfilled, but Lord, like, I need a backup plan. And if it's gonna be a backup plan, it gotta be a social media job. So at that time, I wasn't sure of my next step. I just knew God said quit. So I'm overthinking, like, how am I gonna quit? I don't have a plan B. I need income if you're telling me to quit. All these things, and I had all these fears, but I had to remember God is my provider. So I think typically when people like hear God say quit, you know, it's like, okay, leave your job and that's it. Like, you just leave and somehow, some way, money just magically appears. And that's some people's situations, like God literally provides, but I had to realize I could not compare my journey to others. He called me to quit, but to a certain extent, and I'm gonna talk on that. So it was to the point, y'all, I was overwhelmed with my job. Like, it was too much. It was too much. I was overwhelmed. I felt overworked. It was just too much. And it's like, I love the staff, and my supervisor, literally, she's like family to me. Hands down, the best supervisor I ever had in my life. So, you know, as I noticed, like, I'm overwhelmed, I need to take a 2-week break or something, because I'm unfulfilled, and then it was interfering with my time with God. I was like feeling drained. I had nothing left for God. I'm like, now this is interfering with me spending time with God, and I can't have that, you know? Like, God is my priority, and it was interfering with that. It was interfering with just having time with myself, and I was just literally getting overwhelmed when I felt like I needed a mental health break. And I was just honest with my supervisor, like, hey, I am overwhelmed. I feel like I need a break. And at this point, when God is telling me to quit, I just ended up quitting. Like, literally, I was planning to quit with no backup plan. And so I ended up like telling my supervisor how I felt. Like, I love you as a supervisor. I love the staff, but I do not feel fulfilled here. I am overwhelmed. I'm not happy in this position. I am more passionate. Like, my team knows I'm a YouTube girl. They always say, don't forget about me when you reach the top of YouTube. Like, they always say, like, they vote me as like most likely to be successful on social media. Like, they know I be vlogging. Like, they're so supportive. Like, they know me. Like, they know I'm the social media one in the group. So I was just telling my supervisor, like I was literally bawling, like, this is not for me. I'm sorry. Like, I cannot do this job anymore. Like, specifically case management, I am not happy here. It's interfering with my intimate time with God, and she knows, like, I'm very into my faith. And typically, I don't speak up or advocate for myself. I don't. But this time, it's like, I just knew I had to be obedient to God. So I was prepared, like, all right, God, I'm quitting. I don't got a backup plan, but you got me to Houston somehow, some way, so I'm gonna be all right somehow. I don't know. I got like, I think I only had like maybe 2 months of rent to cover me with, like, if I didn't work. Still, I felt like I wasn't gaining still experience in social media, or, you know, like, tools I can use. So I'm gonna touch base back in the ministry and all that. So at this time, God was calling me to Bible study. And Bible study means I have to talk to people. YouTube meant public speaking. That meant I really had to learn to network. I had to learn a lot of things. So I will say, even though I felt unfulfilled with my position, baby, the things I've learned, I'm like, God, it didn't make sense why out of all jobs I only gotten this. But today, Tasha, a light bulb switch. I'm like, God, sometimes I just want to like the way you think, I'm grateful for the position I had and the position I transferred to. So the position I had to public speak. If you know me, I hate talking to people because I'm shy. Like I really was a shy girl. Like the way y'all see me now talking, oh, back then I would be scared to turn on the camera. I'm like, welcome to my channel. And I would always have to start my video over. But now, like, because I got confident in public speaking in my position, because I had to literally teach, like, I had to lead a group of students, and I had to create a curriculum, and I had to learn to be organized, and I had to learn how to run things. And when I say those tools prep me for Bible study, I promise you it prepped me for Bible study. In a weird way, it prepped me. And my supervisor was like, I promise you this role is going to challenge you, and it did. I have gained confidence in public speaking. I even gained confidence advocating for myself. I have gained confidence in like, just like planning things, you know, like I mean, I'm still working on certain areas when it comes to like running my own stuff, but I am starting to learn to be a leader. I'm always the person in the background, like, so what do you want me to do? I'm gonna just follow your lead. No, I had to be the lead in my position. And it was so scary. Like, it was a time. Like, I remember like telling my supervisor, like, can you say this part for me? I'm scared. And I am so grateful for her because she really pushed me. And now I'm just like, like I can talk about my organization like A through Z, like nothing. In the classroom, and I was in front of a projector, it had people there, and I'm just like, yeah, this is who we are, this is what we about, and this is our services, like what's up? Like, I got it in the bag. Like, now I'm able to engage with people, and it also, I learned how to network with people because I had to network with other organizations. Like, the tools in this position, I didn't understand it then when I got this job. And I'm like, God, this has nothing to do with social media. It still didn't. But the tools for public speaking, it helped me with the ministry. So that position as a career navigator, case manager, helped me with Bible study. So I know the story is like all over the place, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm gonna go back to the time where I quit. I'm not the best storyteller, so I hope you guys are keeping up. So, but yeah, I just want to touch base, like that position as a career navigator has equipped me for Bible study. I'm like, God, the correlation, like I never knew. And like, I'm so grateful for the tools, because if I did not go through that, I would have probably been so scared to talk to the group of people in my Bible study. Like, I probably wouldn't be confident like how I am today doing it. So let's reel it back in. So yeah, I remember I was like, yeah, I'm quitting. So this is where I said God told me to quit. I ended up quitting the job. And my supervisor, like when I said she was fighting for me, she was like, even she was crying too. Like, you know, there's a lot of people that came in our organizations, but I never seen someone care so much about our students. I never seen someone, like, I actually feel comfortable knowing like I don't have to micromanage you, and I know you're gonna get the work done. And we really grew like a close bond. Like, she was stressed, like she was doing whatever to keep me. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't even think there's like any amount of money to make me stay. Not that she was offering me more money, because my organization is nonprofit and they don't got the budget for, like, they just didn't have the budget like that. However, she was just trying to say, like, what if you do part-time in this position? Or what if we lessen your hours so you don't get overwhelmed? Or what if, like, literally she was coming up with an alternative, and I'm like, I I just can't, like, I know God told me to quit. God told me to quit. And she was just like, listen, I really respect what you want to do. Like, she knows social media. She was like, let me think on it. Just please, like, take this 2-week break, you know, when we can, and just let me know what you think. Like, let me know if you want to come back. If not, I have to understand and just let you go. But she really wants to support me. However, it's like, you know, at the end of the day, it's like losing like an employee you really trust. So it was like both emotional time for both of us, because it was hard for her to see me in that emotional state, because she saw, excuse me, she saw how much it was. So during that 2-week break, I really was seeking God, like, do I do part-time? Like, God, I'm gonna need money though, until I find a new job. And I already know, like, if I apply to social media, I'm gonna get rejected, because I tried before and it didn't work out. So I'm just like, do I do part-time? Do I just fully quit and just trust somehow, somewhere you're just gonna pay my finances? I don't know. But I remember specifically, I scheduled a meeting, because she was just like, you know, can you just at least let me know by this day what your thoughts are, whether you want to quit, I support it, whether you want to do part-time, just let me know at this date, because I need to know how to move. So I'm like, fine. You know what? I was like, you know what? That's totally fine. I will get back to you on this date. I was still seeing God say quit. Just fully quit. And I remember it was a meeting with my supervisor and the director. I think I even I asked the director to come in, because I wanted to be honest about the position I was in, of like, it's overwhelming for one person. Like, I had so much feedback for that position. And like I said, I'm not a person that advocates for myself, but I felt led, like, Tasha, speak up. Mind you, I had the mindset of like fully, like, I was gonna tell them I'm done, I'm quitting. Like, so that was my intention going in. So I had a meeting with my supervisor and the director, and I just told them my headspace, like, hey, with this position I'm in that I'm trying to leave, I just recommend these recommendations so someone else who takes this is not overwhelmed, because I'm noticing there's a trend, people leave these positions, and this is my suggestion. This is just my suggestion. And I also touched on the point of why I was quitting, telling them my passion, my goals, this job has nothing to do with what I really want to do. My passion, where I feel led to do. So we're having a discussion, and it was actually really amazing. And after having that discussion, like, I just told them at the end, I think it's best I just fully leave. Like, I just have to go. Like, I don't want to be a disservice. Like, I'm not giving 100% to the students I'm with. Like, I'm just not happy here, you know? And I was like to my supervisor, we could still keep in contact. Like, girl, we are family at this point. And, you know, it was just hard for her to let me go. And I remember her saying, you know what, Tasha, I just have to learn to let you go. If that's what you want to do, I'm in full support. And I remember, like, getting off the Zoom call, like, after telling them what my desire is, because they asked me literally, what's my goal, like, what are you trying to do? And I said social media, blah blah blah. So we ended the call. I told them I'm just done, I'm quitting. And there's more to the story, but there's only so much time. But the basis is, I left the meeting quitting. 5 minutes later, I got a call from my supervisor, and she was like, can you please hop back on the Zoom? And I'm like, sure. And she was just like, you know what, we had a discussion, and she was concerned, like, you know, she knows that I moved out here with no family, no support. And I think she was just thinking, she's a mom, so like, she was also thinking, I don't want you out here stranded financially. Like, I want to also make sure you're good, and also I want to make sure your needs are being met with what you're trying to pursue. So she mentioned a position of an outreach specialist, And you guys are probably like, what's an outreach specialist? Y'all, an outreach specialist, at least for the organization I'm in, they focus on marketing. It ties into digital social media. I will be working closely with the digital specialist. I actually go out in the field and actually to the community and network, and I pull different marketing tactics to let people like apply for our program. So I'm like trying to recruit people. So it had marketing involved, and she was like, this is the closest position we have that aligns with your goals. Like, you can do social media, you can help with our Instagram, you can engage different ways with like people coming into our program. Like, you have the full creativity to do whatever, and I feel like this is a great way to put it on your resume since you're interested in social media. And when she said that, I was like, am I being tricked? Because God said quit. Am I being punked? Like, the position she said, I'm like, okay, now we're talking. This has to do more so with my lane of experience. Like, even though it's not fully a social media role, it will open doors for me into social media marketing, because now I'm doing duties that have to do with marketing and social media. So I'm like, Tasha, you gotta take it back to God. You gotta take it back to God, because he said quit. I'm like, am I being punked right now? And she gave me the job description. She's like, I'm gonna email you like the job description. You don't have to give me an answer today, but I know this aligns more with you, with what you want to do, and this will open probably many more doors for you. Just think it through. I'm praying, I'm taking it to God, and I was confused because I'm like, God, you told me to quit. And I did. I actually did quit my position, and another opportunity opened. And I think at this point I was in my head, because I had an expectation of, when you're supposed to quit, that's it, you're not working anymore, entrepreneur, and I don't know, God is just gonna magically send money your way. And as I spent time with God, I really believe I was obedient, and I did what I needed to do, and I quit that career navigating position. And if I didn't advocate for myself, and I'm so glad the Holy Spirit showed me, like, if God wasn't giving me like the strong confirmation to quit, I probably would have still been there. And yes, I would have still had the tools to help me with ministry, but I would have never known about the outreach specialist position that had more to do with social media marketing. I didn't even know that existed. So I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I mean, I had a whole different expectation of what it looked like. My camera died, and I had to turn on the AC because I was a little too hot. But long story short, the outreach specialist position, it just aligns more with I want to do. So I ended up thinking about it, praying about it, and I ended up taking the position. And with this position, it's really entering me indoors. Like, I feel like it's really prepping me for when I start to have a business. Like, and you guys know I'm about to launch that. It's literally like, I would say more so like, of course, learning about social media, because I am shadowing, like, I am shadowing someone with the digital special, with the social media, what's the title? I am shadowing someone who is a digital specialist. And, you know, like learning analytics and knowing the right time to post, like all those things. Like, it just, I feel like a little nerd girl, like when I'm like shadowing, I'm like, so what else? Like, that brings me joy. And like, I'm going out to the community. Like, even though it's talking about the program at my job, I'm like, it's still getting me comfortable. I'm still talking to people. I am literally networking with people that are opening doors, you know, and I never knew, like, those people that I meet may help me with my business, you know. So like, I say all that to say, because there's like so many lessons here in this story. It didn't make sense why I got this position. It didn't. And you're probably wondering, like, God, why am I working at this position that I hate right now? Or God, why do you have me being friends with someone that really hurt me a long time ago? Why do I have to be nice? Or God, why am I going to this school when I applied for the other one that I really want to get into? Like, why did I get rejected? Y'all, it's not gonna make sense right now. And it's either God is equipping you to literally align you with your purpose, or maybe there's something within you that God really wants to break off, that he wants you to see within yourself. Like, it could be many factors, but for me, I felt like I needed to be at this job to equip me for the level he's about to take me, which is like my Bible, like I guess you could say ministry. I kind of don't like saying ministry, but for my ministry and for YouTube and getting comfortable and networking, those skills I actually needed when I'm running a business. Those skills, if I'm trying to have people to come in my Bible study, if I'm trying to like promote on social media, like all these traits I needed. So I feel like it didn't make sense. I was upset like how I kept getting rejected in social media jobs. However, I don't think it would have, like, it would have gave me some social media tools. However, like the public speaking and networking and all those things, I don't think it would have prepared me for today. And I'm very, like, I really talk to God, like, I am so grateful. Even though in the midst I was unhappy, I am really grateful for where you placed me in. Out of all jobs, this job is the only one that called me back, and it has prepared me for my ministry. So, you know, like I just say that to give you hope. Like, I know rejection is hard. It was hard for me too, and I was just like, what's wrong with me? Am I not qualified? X, Y, and Z. There's a reason. Like, God is trying to train you. God has a plan. I promise it is connected to your purpose. You will notice, like, God is going to stretch the daylights out of you. What they say, like, with sorrow comes joy in the morning. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying God wants us miserable and wants us sad. Like, of course not. He wants us to be happy. But I think, like, but I know for sure, like, he wants us to be prepared for the level that he is taking us in. If you're trying to start a business, kind of like me, maybe God has you somewhere where you're working at a networking job. I don't know. Maybe he does, but those tools that you learn at your job will help you with your entrepreneurship skills or wherever you're trying to go. Like, you have to try to see, like, the connections here, because I didn't realize it until probably months ago. Like, I could see why I got rejected from the jobs I applied to. I could see why you have me here. And now I feel confident as ever. Like, don't get me wrong, like, if you place me like in front of 100 people, I might scream. But place me with 20 people to talk about what I do at my job, I will talk your ear off. And I never used to be like that. So I know that God has something planned for you. So in the season where he's stretching you, in the season where you're just like, God, it just don't make sense. It's not. Like, we will never comprehend God's mind. And I think it's impossible. I feel like months down the line, when you're at the journey or at the place where you always wanted to be, as you reflect, I'm telling you, it's going to click. Like, I could see why I suffered here. You know, just stay in the heart posture of gratitude. You know, don't give up. Remember, like, where you're at now is temporary. Sometimes seasons can be short, sometimes they're long. I don't know how long God will have me in this specific position. If he didn't tell me to quit my last position, I don't think I would be sitting here in this new position, where it's aligning. I feel like it's like a full circle. It's like I've been applying to social media jobs, and I'm technically working, doing what I love, like, to a certain extent. But I'm gaining the experience, and God, like, he will never forget about you. I promise you, he wants you happy. Like, if you're obedient and listening to where God is telling you to go, it's not gonna go in vain. That's really it of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys like this sitting down talking videos. I always try to like share like anything that I'm going through to see if it can help someone else, because like I said, I'm the type of person, I could get very discouraged, and sometimes what helped me is watching other people's testimonies to see like, wow, they went through the same thing as me and God has pulled them out. I know he will do the same for me, so I hope I am that voice and letting you know, girl, it don't make sense. It don't make sense right now, but it will. So trust in God's plan and be patient and just figure out what can you do in this season to help you wait well or steward better or whatever he's trying to make you do. And yeah, so I hope y'all enjoyed today's video, and I will see y'all in my next one. And don't forget to mark your calendar for July 15th that my new business will be dropping, God's Delighted Ones. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.